Most drug dealers try to stay under the radar, but the state of Iowa wants to keep tabs on those dealing. In 1996, the Iowa legislature passed Iowa Code 453B, requiring drug tax stamps for illegal drugs.
The Iowa drug tax stamp law is essentially a statute that's in the Iowa Code that's created to target drug dealers that are profiting from their drug sales.
Dealers can make thousands off their drug sales, and none of their profit is being reported to the state. So the state decided to tax the illegal activity.
They tax illegal drugs the same as they would tax tobacco, alcohol, any other substance.
Drug tax stamps are obtained through the Iowa Department of Revenue through an application, but there is a minimum purchase of $215 with different regulations for each substance.
The name of the game for drug dealers is making money, and they're probably not going to be too willing to pay $750 per plant in their possession.
Drug tax stamps come in 4 colors: blue representing marijuana by the plant, maroon representing packaged marijuana, yellow representing controlled substance per gram, and black representing controlled substance per dosage. Drug tax stamps must be placed visibly on the illegal drug, or you could be spending more time behind bars.
If they're subsequently convicted of that statute of failure to affix a drug tax stamp, there's a tax penalty that could be assessed against that dealer for the quantity of drugs that they have in their possession when they're arrested.
Not having a drug tax stamp is a Class D felony.
Typically, the people who are being charged with tax stamp violations are people who have charges related to manufacturing or delivering or distributing drugs, and usually have very large quantities of drugs.
It's a way to potentially come in, I guess, after the fact and make it, just add to the penalties, make it much less attractive to be in that lifestyle and be doing that type of activity.
Even if the state doesn't see the money, the stamps still help law enforcement.
The people who've used it the most is prosecutors who potentially use this as a tool in a prosecution. They may use this to get a plea bargain or work down some other angles, some other avenues with it.
Over the past 2 years, the Iowa Department of Revenue hasn't sold a single drug tax stamp, and that may be because many people aren't willing to openly admit they are doing an illegal activity. But under the code, it is required that information is confidential and isn't released to law enforcement.
That's the incentive or the motivation for somebody if they want to purchase tax stamps, is they can't be reported to police for investigation purposes.
The state's main purpose of having these drug tax stamps is to deter drug usage and dealing.
Well, our hope is that it ultimately benefits the health and safety of all Iowans. We have a lot of different ways to try to keep drugs off the street, to try to keep drugs out of our schools. This is just another tool that's available to try to prevent those from coming into our state, being used in our state.
Reporting in Ottumwa, Iowa, Alex Wilson, KTVO News.